Genting Malaysia is believed to have announced to its employees that the casino group needs to undertake an unprecedented sizable retrenchment exercise. Sources say the gaming group is retrenching about 10 to 20% of their staff force, that stands at about 20,000. At the time of writing, Genting Malaysia has yet to respond to queries by theedgemarkets.com on the matter. The casino operator, which has weathered several severe economic down cycles in the past 5 decades, was not spared from the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak that has resulted in the shutdown of all its casinos. The group announced today that it swung into a net loss of 417.96 million ringgit in the first quarter, compared with net profit of 268.29 million in the previous year. Revenue was down by 28.5% to 1.96 billion ringgit. A gaming analyst says a major cost-cutting exercise at the Genting Group is inevitable given all that has happened. Maybank reported a 13.3% increase in first quarter earnings today, but warns of margin squeeze and possible weakness in asset quality after the 6-month loan moratorium. The lender says quarterly net profit stood at 2.04 billion ringgit, while revenue expanded by 1.85% to 13.2 billion ringgit. Group President and CEO Datuk Abdul Farid Alias says this performance is not representative of the way the group will perform for the rest of the year. Maybank had made some gains from the sell-down of some of its liquid assets and fixed income instruments, which raised net fee-based income. On its prospects, the bank expects the operating environment to remain uncertain and its net interest margin to stay compressed amid the low interest rates. Given the significant weakening in economic outlook, Maybank says it will need to re-evaluate its headline KPI. It will provide an update once the full impact of the COVID-19 outbreak can be ascertained. Previously, its headline KPI for return on equity was set at 10% to 11% in the financial year 2020. Axiata Group is among the latest to withdraw its headline KPI guidelines for this fiscal year amid COVID-19 pandemic-related headwinds. The move comes on the back of a 74% drop in Axiata's first quarter net profit as exposure to forex swings took a toll on its latest quarterly performance. Net profit took a tumble to 188.11 million ringgit, while revenue edged 1.46% higher to 6.04 billion ringgit. Axiata's headline KPI targets, announced in February, had aimed for 3.5% to 4.5% revenue growth for FY20, as well as EBITDA growth of 4% to 5.5%. Now, with the COVID-19 pandemic still developing, the group's current focus is on conserving cash via cost and capex management. Looking ahead, its president and CEO Tan Sri Jamaluddin Ibrahim believes that the telco industry will emerge as one of the biggest winners in the new digitalized world post-COVID-19 and serve as an engine of growth for the global economy. Sime Darby saw its third quarter net profit nearly halve, due mainly to the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak on its logistics and motor operations, particularly in China. Earnings came in at 115 million ringgit on the back of 8.43 billion ringgit in revenue, which was down 1.6% year-on-year. Sime Darby CEO Datuk Jeffrey Salim Davidson says the group's operations in China are now almost back to normal. Demand for cars and hydraulic excavators there appears to have rebounded, and both the motors and industrial operations had a relatively strong April. And in Australia, where mining is an essential industry, he says Sime Darby's customers have continued to depend on its unit, Hastings Steering, to provide support to ensure that their mining trucks are running smoothly. He adds that the deal for the disposal of its 30% interest in Tesco Malaysia for 300 million ringgit is testament to its commitment to rationalising non-core assets despite the challenging market conditions. A new COVID-19 cluster has been detected at the Bukit Jalil Immigration Detention Depot. Health DG Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah says 35 of the 50 new cases reported in Malaysia came from this cluster, and all are migrant workers already in detention before the enforcement of the movement control order starting on March 18th. The source of infection is still being investigated. The 50 new cases bring the total number of infections in the country to 7,059, although only 1,149 are still being treated, with 10 in the ICU, 7 of whom need breathing assistance. 90 patients were discharged today, bringing the total number of recoveries to 5,796, a recovery rate of 82.1%. No new fatalities were recorded, keeping the death toll at 114 or 1.61% of overall cases.